blessed good morning and welcome to Thursday Devotions. Today is Independence Day, Republic Day, and it is a day which we are giving thanks to Almighty God for all that God has done with us through the years as we come into this place of remembrance, place of renewal, place of giving thought to where we are as a nation and how we have been responding to God over the years. I invite you to join me for this special devotion today as we give God thanks for the independence and the republic status of our island, Barbados. And so we come into this time of meditation and prayer. And we acknowledge God's presence with us in the ways in which God continues to work His purpose out in our lives. We thank God for those leaders of the past who would have seen us through some challenging times. Remember all of those leaders through the years. And we ask that we may be able to follow in their footsteps to bring about a new day. In many ways we have forgotten much of what we knew in the past. Sometimes we surrender the old for the new. And it isn't every time that when we surrender the old for the new that we have made the best choice. So it's times like these I believe that we should really take time and reflect and re-examine the things that we have given up and see if there are qualities that would be of value today that we no longer express. This morning I want us to just come into this place of peace and to recognize God's presence in our midst as a people. Today it's more about how we are together. How we support each other. How we encourage each other to become the best that we can be. There are many areas in our lives in this island of Barbados where there's unrest, abuse, prejudice. We can list much of the ugliness that may still be present with us. But the thing about darkness is that darkness has no answer to light. And labeling the darkness accomplishes nothing. Shining the light on the darkness eradicates the darkness and replaces it with light. In recent times, we have heard slogans that speak of fighting against this and fighting against that. We've even spoken of being warriors, even prayer warriors. But there's no fight. What you resist persists. What is needed is light. Light and love. With light and love, there can be no darkness. And so we need to understand this. We need to appreciate what that means. And we need to recognize the importance of giving light. Light and light alone. Because the light dispels the darkness. When the darkness comes up against the light, it can't help itself. It must disappear. So, as we think of our nation, we need to, in some way, see how we can be light, how we can replace the darkness. What can we contribute to this island of ours? We don't need to list where everything is going wrong. What can we put in place to bring light, to dispel the darkness? What can we do with our young people to dispel the darkness that surrounds them? What can we do with ourselves that could put us in a different space so that we can have a more positive impact on our young people? How can we make a difference? It's not enough to talk. It's not enough to complain. We must bring light into this world. But to bring light into this world, we ourselves must be bearers of light. We must be aware of the times that we ourselves become holders of the darkness. We must be vigilant to ensure that as little as possible we are used as containers of darkness. We must constantly be looking at ourselves to see where we are preventing the light from shining within, and instead we're holding the darkness. So we all must play a part. It's not the politicians. It's not just the church. Not just the schools. But every one of us. One of the things that I believe is so necessary in this island of ours is the recreation of communities. They will look different. They will be organized differently because we're in a different time. but we miss our communities. We miss that sense of belonging to something greater than ourselves. We miss that sense of contributing to a particular part of the island and being proud of that. Over the years, as we observe our independence celebrations, there's been attempts to create community organizations. But for many of these occasions, it always seems to be a fight against something else. Difficult to mobilize. And it's difficult because it can't be some of us doing this. It must be everyone. Perhaps when we use our independence groups, perhaps they may be covering too large an area, like an entire parish. Because it's virtually impossible to make a parish a community. Perhaps we need to look more at communities within the parish. But we must restore community. We have seen what has happened in the developed world. We've seen what the absence of community has done. How far must we go? How much more must we engage? Do we really need to follow them all the way? Or can we, with wisdom, see where they are and choose differently? I commend this nation to you today. And I ask you to be a part of this building of our communities, restoring our togetherness, our oneness. We can be a great nation, but not as defined by others, but as defined by ourselves. Our greatness is within us, and we must allow it to shine forth. Such is the need we have in this time. I pray that God may give us the grace to let that light shine in our lives, that this nation may be great.